Hello and welcome back to the field office. Today I'm going to be looking at these two pairs of sunglasses that were featured in SPECTRE. Now, similar to the video I did previously where I was comparing the two Tom Ford Aviator sunglasses that were seen in Quantum and in Quantum and in Skyfall, I'm looking just at these two pairs of Tom Ford sunglasses that were in the SPECTRE film. Now, I know that Luke from Bond's Apartment has recently done a video comparing the two Tom Fords and the other pair of sunglasses that featured from Volney in SPECTRE. But I'm just going to be looking at these two, comparing these two pairs of sunglasses together and my thoughts regarding them. So, I'm going to start off with the Snowdons. Now, to begin with, it was believed that these were black framed glasses. They're not, they're the dark Havana, but it was believed that they were black because Bond wore them with the black suit, black overcoat, all from Tom Ford, for the funeral scenes in Rome. Which would make sense, just to sort of like, you know, have the black sunglasses as well. But the only version of those sunglasses available at the time were black with blue frames, and these are not blue framed glasses. And again, kind of would have made sense. The two pairs of sunglasses that Craig's Bond wore, both from Tom Ford, both had well, not blue frames, I should say blue lenses. These don't have that. These are darker lenses, and the frames are the red Havana, or the dark Havana. One of these is red Havana, and the other pair is the dark Havana. I'm just giving them a little bit of a clean because they're actually quite dirty for some reason. I say for some reason, I probably know the culprit. But yeah, now, I have previously reviewed these glasses before, so I reviewed them way back in 2020. So this is report number 9 from Tailors with Love, and yeah, so these are the Snowdon TF237, and their color style is 52N Red Havana. Now, having had a quick look at the website for Tom Ford, the Snowdons are still available, but not currently in this configuration. Whether they're available on other sites in a new in the same configuration, I don't know. But on Tom Ford, they're not currently available in this configuration. The reason that originally my preference were these over the Henry was that they give you more sort of Thunderball from Russia with Love vibes than the Henry did. Now, these were only seen in the Rome funeral scenes. They weren't seen sort of any other time, so just driving to the funeral for the funeral itself, and that was kind of it. So they weren't there for very long. The sunglasses themselves are very comfortable. They fit on my head very well. They don't cause any sort of pain. I think from like my head shape, the frames actually sort of suit the shape of my head. It's not sort of evident of, you know, they're not sort of show that they're skew whiff or anything like that. I do have like one ear slightly higher than the other, so frames don't sit entirely square on my head, but you can't really tell looking at the screen, looking in the mirror. And I think overall they work well with a multitude of different outfits. So now we'll go to the Henry. So now these are on the website. I mean, I think of them more as like the Clubmaster, but again, that's the Ray-Ban branding. On the website, these are called vintage style round sunglasses. They have a gunmetal join between the two, And like the Snowdon, they have the little T's on the arms to illustrate the Tom Ford logo. Again, these have got like a Havana frame. These are the dark Havana. And again, I've reviewed these for from Tailors with Love, report number 7, so a little bit earlier. These are the TF248 in a 52A dark Havana. Now, for a long period of time, I did have issues with these. So every time I put them on, they'd fall off. They felt too wide, and I had to constantly sort of push them back like this to feel like they keep them on my face. But I basically felt like they just kept falling off, and I didn't want them falling on the ground, damaging them, etc. And it wasn't until maybe about 5-6 years ago, maybe when I was actually starting to write the report for this for Pete, that I actually went into the local opticians and I said, look, these just don't fit. Is there something you could do? And they made a slight adjustment to the arms, tightened them up a little bit, and they've been absolutely fine since. I've had no issues with them. I've not had to take them in for further adjustments. Again, these are a little bit grubby, but I've been wearing these actually for the last few weeks. So I do rotate my sunglasses, and currently I am wearing these out. Now, in SPECTRE, we first see Bond wearing these when he gets off the train. No, we don't. We see them a bit earlier. We see them in Morocco with the casual outfit with the matchless jacket. We see them with his slightly smarter appearance as he arrives to the SPECTRE headquarters in his odd jacket and trousers. And then he also wears them with his Tom Ford navy suit. Again, when he's attending, well, I think he was going for a meal, but they didn't get that far. Now, again, really like these sunglasses. I think they have a very classic look to them. I don't recall other Bonds wearing these type of sunglasses, so it is quite unique to Daniel Craig's Bond, as far as I can remember. And I do quite like them. I do think they are slightly bigger sunglass than the Snowdon. I think they do sort of not quite as obvious maybe as the Quantum, but they do sort of show that they're not quite sitting straight on my face. To the slightly, you can slightly see that they're not quite right. But that I can't do anything about my head, as far as I'm aware. Can't raise an ear, lower an ear, I don't know. But other than that, I think they fit fine. They are comfortable. They're not sort of, I can wear them for a long period of time if I need to. And again, I think these go very well with a variety of different outfits. Bond wears casually, smart casually, and formal. And again, I think that's fine with both sets of glasses. They are just a very slightly different style, but I think both are a classic sunglass, which go well with all sorts of options of clothing. Out of the two, the Snowdon is still my preferred choice from them. I think it's just because of the way that it sits on my face, and I think it just sits better on my with my head shape than the Henrys do. I like both styles. If this was fractionally smaller, so I think this is a 50, this is a 52. If the Henrys were fractionally smaller, they might fit on my head a little bit better. I don't know that for certain. But like I said, I think both styles suit both SPECTRE as from the sartorial point of view very well. They both suit Bond very well in terms of being classic sunglasses that just, both are timeless in terms of their look. So it's very hard to pick a favourite, other than the fact that I think just the Snowdon suits my head shape better. and that is the only reason really out of these two that I go for these ones over them. And I think in previous discussions and on the reports, I think I've said that, you know, my go-to sunglasses are either the Marco from Skyfall or the Snowdon from Spectre. Those are usually the go-to glasses if I'm trying to put an outfit together and I need some sunglasses. I'll go with one of those because they both just sort of go with everything. I think the Henry go with everything as well, but those two in particular suit my head shape better. And yeah, absolutely lovely sunglasses. Both are still available, but not in these frame and lens configurations at present. I don't know if that's something where they're going to bring them back in or not, but you can still get them from Tom Ford, and I'm sure they'll be available in other places in either a new or slightly used condition. I think they're both well worth an investment if it's something that you're looking for, a present or a gift, or just for yourself. It's a good, I think it's a good investment in your sunglasses. So that's my thoughts. Would that be the way that you would have gone? Let me know in the comments. For now, thank you for watching. Please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and do leave a comment. I do try to respond in a timely fashion when I do get comments, so please do leave a comment. But for now, thank you and goodbye.